Hi, I'm currently sitting here in Milo's, which is my favourite restaurant here in Liverpool, and I'm just about to tuck into an English breakfast. Now that brings me to the subject, there's a dog, that brings me to the subject of this particular bite-sized video, which is all about how you favourite your photographs inside a Lightroom. Now it's a very easy thing to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But first of all, I'm going to tuck into this breakfast, and I'll see you back in the studio. And what a breakfast it was. Now I'd highly recommend Milo's Lounge on Lark Lane in Liverpool. If you ever pass and dog friendly, it's a great place. But anyway, back to this episode of Lightroom Bite Size. Now I did promise you that I would show you how to favourite your photographs inside of Lightroom. So here we are in Lightroom. Now we have three methods of favouring our photographs, and they can be found on the toolbar below the main window. And here are the three options we have. We have the flag system, we have the star rating system, and we have the colour coding system. Now if you can't see those three options on your toolbar, simply pop across to this triangle, drop it down, and you can see you can add or take things off that toolbar. So if you can't see them, just simply click on and they will appear on the toolbar. When you import your photographs, they will populate the film strip along the bottom, and of course the central part of Lightroom too. Now what you need to do is to sort of weed out the photographs that you don't like. You have to show them a bit of tough love, because you can't keep them all, because there's going to be some that are much better than others, and to locate them and to work on them becomes that bit more difficult if you have a film strip just full of shots you like and shots that you don't like. So that's why it's so important to do. And as I say, you have to show your photographs some tough love, and they haven't got feelings, so don't worry, you're not going to upset them, but just get rid of the ones that you don't you're not going to particularly use. So to begin the favoriting process, you'll need to scroll through all your images and obviously pick the ones you like and reject the ones that you don't like. Now, the bigger they are on the screen, that's going to help you to make that decision. So we know that we press spacebar, we'll fill the screen with a particular image, and G will take us back to the grid view. So basically go through and select the ones you like and the ones you don't like. But what particular favourite method should you use? And like I say, you have the three options: the flag system, the star rating system, and the colour coding system. So let's have a look at those three things in operation, and hopefully you'll see that the flag system is the best one to use. But as I say, it's entirely up to you what suits your workflow best. So let's start with these two images at the top. Now they're very similar, and I have to make that decision which is the best. Now this happens a lot when you use continuous burst mode. Obviously the images are going to be very similar, with fractions of a second in between each shot. So to review them in bigger detail, wouldn't it be nice to have them side by side so I could review them that way? Now you can do that. So currently this image is selected as you know, because it's got a light grey background. Now if I press Command or Control and click on this image, I've now got two images selected. Now if I press the letter C, now there is a little icon for this down the bottom, the compare. There you go, it's going to come up, yeah, the compare view. Shortcut C, so if I press C, those two images will come up on the screen. If I press the tab key, I can get rid of the panels on the left and the right hand side. This allows me to give a direct comparison between those two images and make my final decision. Now looking at the two shots, I prefer the shot on the left hand side. It's very close, but I really like this girl's expression over here. I think the flame shape is better. I like the way this young girl's looking, intensely at what's going on, and this little chap here. So this image is much better. They're very similar, like I say, but you have to make that decision, otherwise your film strip will just be populated with loads of photographs that are either similar or, as I've said, that aren't as good as others. So that's why we do this favoriting procedure. So that's one way of sort of reviewing similar shots in greater detail side by side, and that will really help you. So let's go back to the grid view. So now I know which photograph I would like to favourite. Let me show you the preferred method that I like, which is the flag system. And I'll explain why a little bit later, but the flag system is the way to go, I think. If we go back down to the toolbar here is our flag system. Now it's given us two options there. One is to flag as a pick, and the other is to set as rejected. Now there is a third one, which is unflag, because if you flag something as a pick and make it a favourite, you may well change your mind. So we need to unpick it. And let's talk about shortcuts then. So to flag something as a pick, it's simply press the letter P on the keyboard. To unflag it, simply press the letter U. And to reject the shot, simply press the letter X. Now it's as simple as that. So with this selected, the light grey background, if I just simply press the letter P on the keyboard, it will flag it as a pick. So that is now picked as like one of my favourites. This one next to it, for instance, I think I'll reject that because it's too similar to the one I've actually chosen. So I can set that as rejected. Now in both shots you can see the one I chose as a favourite has now got a little white flag in the top left hand corner, and the one I rejected has got a black flag in the left hand corner. So you can kind of go through your shots very simply doing that. So let's just for the speed of this video, I'm just going to go into let's go into the loop view, and I'll look at that one. And let's look at the next one, and let's look at that one. Right, that one I'd set as rejected because I don't like the way the hand's being cut off there. So press the letter X, that's set as rejected. Use my arrow keys. That one's quite good, but I'm not too sure about that at the moment. So if you're unsure about something, you don't have to flag it at all, and you can always come back to it later. This one I really like, so I'm going to flag that as a pick. And you can see how easy it is to just go through images. I really like that one, I'll flag that as a pick. Now there's two images here that are very similar too. Now do I show them tough love and get rid of one and just keep the other? I think in this case I will. Mind you, it does become difficult because they are similar. So I would flag both of those as picks. This one, I'm not really fussed on that, so I would reject it. So you can see how easy it is. Now if I just move backwards, I did say that I would flag both of these. If I did change my mind on that, I can just press the letter U on the keyboard and remove the flag, or put it back by pressing P. It's as simple as that. And going through your shots and doing it that way, you are showing them some tough love, but you're kind of getting rid of the shots that you know you're never going to edit. Big point I'd make here though is that you're not actually deleting the shots, you were just removing them from your film strip along the bottom so that you don't see them anymore, and it's as simple as that. Now you may well say, well Frank, there's still a lot of shots on your film strip, which brings me to the next thing. If we go over to this bottom right hand corner, at the moment all my filters are switched off. Now filter just means that it's going to filter your photographs and leave the ones that you want to see. And as I say, there's various ways of doing it. I'm showing you the flag system at the moment. So with that in mind, if I just drop this menu down and select flagged, then all of a sudden all those photographs will disappear on the film strip. Now you haven't deleted them, they're just not available to view, and the only ones that are now in view are the ones we've flagged, which I just quickly flagged 5 shots. If I want to return to my full film strip to see all the other photographs, I just switch filters off and then they all come back. So it's a very easy way of just saying, yes, I like that shot, no, I don't like that shot. And again, like I say, you haven't deleted them and you can always change your mind. So that's the flag system. Now the star rating system works exactly how you think it would work, where you give your images anything from 1 star to 5 stars. So let me go back to the grid view, and I'll do what I did previously, which is to pick 2 photographs, this one, and go to the compare view. Just get rid of the tabs. Okay, so with these 2 images on the screen, let's give them star ratings. Now this is where it becomes difficult, because it's very difficult to choose. Well, I suppose it's easy enough to give something 5 stars, but then how do you make the decision of how many stars to give something that isn't nearly as good? And that's where it become really confusing, I think. So with these 2 shots on the screen, it's a good example, because I think they're both good in their own way. So I wouldn't really know how many stars to give them. I suppose I could give them both 5 stars, but yeah, that's where it becomes a bit difficult, I think. But with that in mind, I'm going to go through like I did previously and give star ratings. Now, obviously, if I select a shot, I know you're all quite intelligent. I've got that shot selected there. It's pretty obvious that if I click anywhere on here, I can give that image a star rating. So I click here, I give it the full 5 stars, and 5 stars appear just below the photograph itself. I can change my mind and give it 3 stars. Now to remove the stars altogether, press 0. Which brings me to the next thing, which is shortcuts. Again, we've got shortcuts for the star rating system, and it's quite simply the numbers 1 through to 5. So to give something 3 stars, if I just press number 3 on the keyboard, that shot has now been given 3 stars. If I press 0, like I say, it removes all the stars. So that's how easy it is to do. So you can go through your shots and do it that way. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go to the loop view again, and I'm going to start giving these shots some star ratings. So that one I'm going to give 5 stars. Let's go to the next shot. Now I'm going to give that 5 stars also. Next one, I do like that, but I'm a bit concerned about chopping this leg off at the top. So I'm going to give that, say, 3 stars. Next one, again, it's got something missing here, so I will give that, say, 2 stars. This one would be 5 stars. Now, I think you can see it starts to become slightly difficult to decide how many stars to give your photographs. That one, for instance, I would give that a 5 star. This one, it's just a different colour, isn't it? This one's underexposed, so I could give that, 1 star. And I say you go through your shots, give them the star rating. Obviously take a bit more time, what I've just done there, but that's the way you do it. Now, again, as you can see on the film strip below, we still have all those shots visible. The ones that we haven't yet got around to star rating, and the ones that we have star rated. So again, we return to the right hand corner, and we have to switch the filters on. Now in this case, we're going to switch on the rated shots, and they are the shots that I've just gone through quickly and star rated. Now it's showing all of those images that I've got any amount of stars on. So to filter those shots slightly better then, if I jumped across here and just adjacent to where the stars are, and there's a little drop down there, and I can say rating is equal to. Now if I click on there, it's currently set to any photographs that have got 1 star, and of course this photograph just has the 1 star. If I went to 2 stars, there's currently 2 photographs that have 2 stars. So you get the idea. If I press 5, then just the images that had a 5 star rating would come up. Now there's other options there. Rating is greater than or equal to, and you can kind of filter your shots that way too. If I was going to do it, I do like to use this rating is equal to, and you can be more specific and just look at you. Like in this case, there was no photographs with 4 star rating, and you can do it that way. Now again, like before, you can switch that filter off, and all your images will reappear on the screen. So that's star rating, and like I say, it works great and it could be ideal for you in your particular situation. It's not something I would do because it just gets a bit confusing. I like to be more definite and go, wow, I love that shot. I don't like that one. Just be a bit more definite. But that's the way I do it. You don't have to do it that way. And the star rating system could be perfect for yourself. So it's simple to use though, isn't it? Just remember to put a star rating on a photograph. It's numbers from 1 through to 5, and with 0 being to remove the star altogether. So let's take a look then at the colour option and how you can colour code your images and do it that way and favourite them that way. Let's quickly jump back to the grid view. And as I said, along the toolbar just here, we have our 5 colours that we can choose. Now it's a simple matter of selecting an image and then selecting a colour. So if I gave that a blue colour, you can see there's an outline now around the image and a little blue sort of rectangle there. If I clicked off that image, then the whole of that greyed area becomes blue, and you can quickly see, let's, for instance, the image next to it, if I give that a red. So now you can see this one's blue and this one's red, and it's as simple as that. And that would work really well if, as I say, you are working alongside somebody, a client for instance, and they might have a particular favourite that they like. So rather than use the star rating system and the flag system, give your client a colour, or give your family member, or maybe it's a wedding you've done for someone. And I think it's a good way of just making those images stand out. You might find that you like to favourite all your shots with colours. It's entirely up to you. Now there is again a shortcut for the colours, and it's let's have a look. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we run out of numbers. So purple, oddly enough, doesn't have a number. So just to show you that, then if I clicked on this image here, and let's press the number 8, and I've just set that label to green just by pressing the number. I think it's, to be fair, you have to remember, if you do it that way, you have to remember what each colour, what particular number it has. So you're probably better just clicking on these little colour swatches here. So that's how you sort of colour, sort of select your images, or favourite them, I should say, with an individual colour. So that kind of completes this little tutorial. You have the flag system, which is the option I always go for. You have the star rating system, which kind of makes sense, but it does become a bit confusing. And the colour rating system, which can be quite nice because, as I say, it stands out on your screen. But again, you've got to decide then, it's very similar to the star system, isn't it? What particular colour do you give your favourite, and what colour do you give one that's almost a favourite, and it becomes confusing again, I think. So with the colour rating system, I think it's great if you're sharing those photographs with a family member, or like I say, you're working alongside a client, and he can simply, his favourites, if you like, or her favourites can be colour coded. So that is how you favourite your photographs inside of Lightroom. Now it's simple, isn't it? And I'm sure whichever method you decide to use, you'll get along with it just fine. Now if you like this video, please hit the like button, think about subscribing, and also think about clicking on the little bell icon, which will notify you when I've uploaded further bite-sized videos. So take care, and I will see you in the next bite-sized upload. Bye for now.
Take a photograph and make the moment last.